Welcome to the Leisurely Gaming Podcast, your place for everything gaming, where we keep it leisure. I mixed it up tonight, trying to do something different. I don't know that I liked it, Slip. What do you think?
I mean, it's leisure.
Yeah, we're going to be leisurely about it, and we're just going to say we're co-hosts now. There's no host A, host B. We'll say we're co-hosts. Just
We,
smooth that over.
we definitely had to. He yelled at me, but
I did not yell. I don't yell.
he yelled. He blamed it on his microphone, but he yelled. He yelled at me. He also told me that I was too low, and it made me. He threatened me with kicking me off the show if I didn't turn my mic up. So
I'll just mute you and record it by myself and act like you're talking.
yeah,
Do a
at this point,
voiceover
y'all.
later.
Hey, but look, if I'm louder than I was before, let me know in the comments, because otherwise he's going to kick me off, and y'all gonna see nothing but him next time. Okay, so just let me know.
I think I could rock it solo. I could talk to myself for an hour.
I mean, we stream. We do it a lot.
That's true. Go for 3-4 hours at a time. I've done 24-hour streams in the past. I could talk to myself for a while.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know if I could do 24 hours, man.
I don't know if I
chat
could do
not
it
good.
anymore. I
This
don't know if
chat
I could
not
do it
good.
anymore. But we got a little bit of stuff to talk about tonight. Still a lot of Switch 2 stuff. Just a few weeks away now. So the way our recording schedule falls right now, so we're actually going to have no episode the weekend of release.
Oh,
So we'll have
really?
a full week with the Switch 2 before our next episode.
Well, I will. You won't.
Oh no, I'm taking it with me. I'm taking it with
That's
me.
crazy.
I'm in a wedding the weekend the Switch 2 releases.
Bro said, I am not
So
missing this one.
yeah. And it's not even like I'll be home. I gotta drive across the state for this wedding. So that's why it was important for me to get my Switch 2 on release day. I got that pre-order from Walmart. They're guaranteeing by 9 a.m. on release day, which is still, I'm curious to see how that goes. But overall, I'm taking Mario Kart with me, and we're going to have some Pokemon too, of course.
Yes, sir. I'm waiting, man. I can't wait for it. I'm still,
I was gonna say, are we still gonna think about maybe doing a Mario Kart stream at night, release night, if you get yours in time?
if I get mine in time, yeah, and get
I'm gonna have
mine in
mine by
time.
9 a.m. So
That's Friday. I might have to convince. I'm about to convince the niece to let's watch
is
WWE
it a
tomorrow.
Friday?
Yeah, I think no, it's Thursday.
Heck yeah, it comes out on Thursday. That's a regular stream night for me.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right then.
I was gonna say
I,
because I'm leaving Friday to go
okay,
across the state, so I gotta do all the rehearsal stuff Friday night, and then I'm gonna go chill in my hotel room and play Switch 2 all night.
I hear that, man. I hear that. But yeah, it should be here on that Thursday. So if I have it here and everything is all transferred over, because as soon as I get it, I'm doing it. So I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna
same.
I'm not even gonna set the deck up on the dock or whatever. That's gonna happen after I move everything over. Like I did this OLED. I did the same thing. Because in case it didn't work, I didn't have to go through all that process of getting behind the desk and unplugging everything.
I think for me, I'm just gonna swap the power cable and run the same HDMI from the dock to the capture card.
I don't know about that one. I mean, I would have to look at the specs, right, and see if the HDMI cable is the same, because
Because I
there's
don't think I'm using the factory one anyway, to be honest. I don't know
think
which
so either.
HDMI cable I have. I've had so many HDMI cables swapped around. I don't know if I'm still using the basic one.
I don't know either. I have to check. Because I might have a better one than the one they're gonna have. I just want to make sure that I give the best setup possible, because I don't want to. It's kind of like how you put a whole new. It's like putting a whole new switch in an old dock. I mean, I feel like it's gonna work right.
Hey,
So
they said that doesn't work. Don't try it. Actually, no. Yeah, they said the Switch 2 console will not work in the Switch 1 dock.
I guess it's
So don't
bigger.
try it.
It's, it's bigger. That'd be stupid to try
What
that.
I
Cause
heard was there's a little pin inside the Switch dock to
Mhm.
help like line up that it plugs in properly. And the configuration on the Switch 2 won't fit that pin, so it won't fit.
Don't mess
I
around
heard
and
someone
mess.
talking about if you get in there and maybe fall down that pin, maybe it will work, but it's not going to have the upscaling, I would assume. The new
Yeah,
dock has that new fan on the back and stuff too, so.
gonna burn out your Switch too. Then go ahead.
But hey, if you still need a Switch 2, just saw a little bit ago from GameStop. They're going to have more pre-orders available online and in person day before.
Did you hear about the mess up? Not mess up, but like it was a funny goof, I guess. It was given. They said originally it was gonna give everybody Red Bulls, and then they switch it up and was like, oh yeah, hold on, it's for the pro members. They're like, listen, if you're not a pro, I don't care. Fall asleep, I don't care. Who cares? If
I
you're
did
pro, here
not
you
hear
go.
that.
Yeah, dude, the silly stuff you see on social media is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I see it
But
on TikTok.
GameStop's going to have more Switch 2s. Best Buy is going to have some available for purchase at their midnight release. So if you want to press your luck and try for one of those, you can.
Also,
GameStop's doing their like pre-launch stuff like 9 hours before they're able to pick it up.
listen, if you got my stuff, you know, maybe it's because I'm impatient. If you got my stuff and you open the store up at 9 o'clock, just give my let's get my right there. You know,
No,
let me
they're opening
leave.
up at 3 p.m.
Then give my shit right.
They're opening up at 3 p.m. and actually, technically, you can get yours at 11 because you're Central Time Zone. So GameStop
No,
would be
no.
open at 11. Or you could pick yours up at 11, I should say. It'll be open at 3, but
If I pick it up at 11, I ain't gonna have it at 12. Okay,
I
I'm gonna let that come to me.
will sleep peacefully and wait for mine to be delivered the next morning.
That'd be funny. You just well, I did get it at 11, but
I
then
do not
somebody else
have
got
it.
it at 12. You know, it wasn't really a personal transaction that I wanted, but you know, it happened. So, you know,
I
things
don't
happen.
know. I don't know how many they're gonna have. And as you mentioned when we were talking beforehand, Doug Bowser, president of U.S. Nintendo, said they're gonna have enough consoles through the holidays. So I don't know what exactly that means, but
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I mean, okay, again, like one thing I will say, right, and this is, you know, the misinformation that I've heard on TikTok has made me block most people, right?
there's so
If you
much
talking
misinformation out there.
if we're talking bad about this, now granted, I'm gonna say this and respectfully. If you're talking bad about the Twitch with the Switch 2, excuse me, with misinformation, I'm blocking because it's not hard at all to look up the like Google stuff. You just hearing somebody else said who was misinformed, and then you're parroting that stuff because you want to be angry on the internet because anger content is in. But
It gets the clicks.
it does.
Maybe
I
we
should
need to
be
start being
angry.
angry to get clicks on the podcast.
Yeah, I should be angry. I could. I mean,
We're
I
getting
could.
angry about the people being angry, so it's kind of balancing out.
But it. I forgot what we were talking about, bro. I forgot the part I
People and
was
their
on.
misinformation, the $90 physical games,
I
the
mean,
game key cards.
oh, there we go. No, there was a specific thing I wanted to bring up, and I completely forgot about it because I went on a tangent. I need a like for that. Okay, I need a like for remembering that stuff. So give me a like in the comment if you're the audio listeners. Um, go to the YouTube and like it, please. Thank you. But when they first talked about having these switches out or whatnot, they were dead wrong. It sold out very quickly. Now, granted, as people continue to try to ignore this, but scalpers still exist, right? You can't say that, oh, all the Switch 2s got bought out by fans who are ignoring Nintendo's wrongdoings or whatnot. You can't say that. There's scalpers out there doing that stuff as well. Because they figure if they, again, as scalpers do, they buy the stuff up and you gotta buy from them. So I just don't see that happening in a way that they can, unless they're like pumping out, pumping out, pumping out, pumping out from now until, you know, Black Friday, Christmas or whatnot. But again, we can't, especially with the Americans, we can't really ignore the fact that, we still got tariffs and those, will play. We
I
don't
will
know.
say that I saw at least Walmart was someone had two Switch 2s pre-ordered Walmart went through and canceled and removed one of them so that they were limited to just the one because it was delivering to the same address.
That's, I guess.
I guess like there's good and bad with that.
Yeah.
Like you want to limit it to a limited number of quantities so more people can get them. However, I don't think 2 is crazy because like what if somebody has 2 kids and they're
Yeah,
trying to get
exactly.
one for each of them? Like there's some gray area there for sure. Now, if somebody has 12 switches, yeah, there's a problem. Maybe
Yeah.
look into that one. But 2, I'm like, I mean,
But you got
maybe.
12 kids. First
I
off,
think
you
if
got
you have 12 kids, some of them need to be old enough to buy themselves.
at this point, exactly 12 kids. At this point, listen, 3 of them on each switch. At this point, let's get it. But
Unless you're Nick Cannon. But
he can pay. Listen, he has enough money to have Nintendo just send him some directly, and he'll just he can buy a pallet and have it come to his crib.
which
He's
one?
corny as hell, but he's still rich.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, there's still chances for switches. Obviously, we don't know what that quantity is going to look like, and then throughout the rest of the year.
And then also, again, people that are listening, the audio listeners or the YouTube listeners or whatnot, don't just rely on like, I know it's kind of sucks, but don't rely on social media to tell you when to go, because social media tell you it's too late. If you're really trying to look for a Switch 2, go to the stores in general, and go to any place that has like electronics, Sam's Club, Costco, Target, uh, Newegg. If you can, go to anywhere and see if they have them, because sometimes, and again, it's probably the reason why the scalpers are there, because they have previous information, but especially in person, these places will have them or have the pre-orders and won't put them out there because they just waiting for the people to come in and ask. They don't, because again, scalpers will hear hear something and then be like, okay, let me go turn the bots on, or the bots are always on just looking for something. But in person, they can't do that because not every GameStop person. Oh, you want 12 of them? Nah, bro, get up out of here if I put my fist in your throat. Be
That's
aggressive to
what
them.
GameStop I know had whenever they did the in-store pre-orders. There were a lot of pre-orders available from a lot of the pictures I was seeing. They were having like 20, 40 systems available for pre-order. And then I think it was a Target I saw a picture of. I saw an Austin John Plays video talking about all this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Target. They had somebody taking a picture of the system, and they were going to have like 70 consoles available.
Yeah, go to these
So
places.
go in person
I wouldn't.
if you can,
Yeah, if you can, if you live in a good neighborhood. But if you don't, go in the
or
morning. Go the next
I
morning.
got mine from Walmart, so I don't have to go in person. But
You could keep gloating, bro. Keep gloating.
I could go in person, but I don't need a second Switch 2 yet. I'm gonna wait for the Pokemon one next year.
Yeah, true, true.
But
But
speaking of Pokemon and other Switch games, they are getting some updates for the Switch 2. I don't have the full list in front of me right now of all those games. I know it's Arms, Captain Toad. We talked about it last time.
yeah, but like,
And most of them give just a little bit more information, basically just saying improve frame rate. Let's see. Those are the nope. That's not the right ones. I should have had this pulled up ahead of time, but those are about the actual Switch 2 versions and what's going to be changed. I want the other ones. But a lot of them improve frame rate, updated graphics. Is this it? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So visuals, they're going to optimize the visuals. And then frame rate optimized for the Switch 2 for smoother movement. That's what pretty much all of them say. So, Big Brain Academy, up to 4 people can play in party mode because game chat. Captain Toad's visuals, HDR support. Up to 4 people in Clubhouse games, share locally via game chat. Game Builder Garage visual updates, mouse controls. That's a big one. Super Mario Bros. U visuals. Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury visuals, frame rate, HDR support. The HDR is only for Bowser's Fury on that one. And then 4 people, game chat, whatever there. Odyssey is visuals, HDR support. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is visuals, HDR support. Legends of Zelda Link's Awakening is visuals, HDR support. And then Scarlet and Violet is visuals and frame rate. So that's just a quick run through of all of those games getting. These are all going to be free updates available on release day of the Switch 2. These are going to be available June 5th.
Yeah, I mean, probably won't play any of them because I don't even have them. But that's
I
good
have
for me to
Odyssey,
play.
but
Yeah, Odyssey. Is it good? I might.
I enjoyed it.
And you enjoy a lot of stuff.
I
I
do.
feel like it's
I like
weird.
variety.
You're a weird man.
I do. Very weird. And I'm
Yeah,
average at all of them. Hence the name. Average at all of them.
average at all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. But, being who we are, of course, we're going to talk about the Scarlet and Violet update. Because that's what we're going to mainly be playing on top of course, Mario Kart. But here is, if you're watching this on YouTube, they did share some high-res images of Scarlet and Violet. One's at the quote-unquote lag lake. We'll see if it still lags because this is just an image. We don't know what the frame rate looks like, but they did give us 4K images. If we look at the lake more specifically, I've seen a lot of people. The first thing I noticed was that there's more Pokemon available, more
Right.
Pokemon being seen. Because if you're a shiny hunter, you typically know you don't see more than like 15 Pokemon on the screen at a time, unless there's maybe a shiny, it'll bump it up to 16. I saw someone go through and count. There are 20 Pokemon on this screen.
Hmm.
There's actually a Golduck hidden back here behind a rock that was number 20 that a lot of people missed.
I feel like
So,
it's
and
21 though.
that's 20 just in front of us. We don't know what's behind us either. If you think about the game, they're spawning all around you.
Well, that's a person. Never mind. So
They're
you see the
spawning all around you.
Tornadus? Well, not
Yeah,
Tornadus.
the
Tropicus,
Tropius. Yeah,
and all the way back there towards almost looks
yeah.
like a. No.
No,
I wish I could.
back here.
Yep, go down a little bit more. Right there. That looks like a
That's a
person.
Golduck.
So it's still 22 because you said it was a gold duck over to the right.
Yeah, there's a Golduck here too. So there's Gyarados, Golduck, Golduck, 3, Flamigo, 4, Scyther, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Huh.
And
Okay.
like I said, that's just what we can see in this screenshot. We don't know what's behind us either.
I'm
Um,
down for it. I'm down
I
for
will
it.
say I've seen a side by side comparison as well,
Mhm.
and the colors feel a little bit brighter, at
That's
least on
good.
the actual Koraidon. The Koraidon feels a little bit brighter. And then on Violet, I didn't count these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only about 11, maybe 12. I don't know if there's one more there, maybe 13. Not as many there.
Is that
Um,
is that the shiny on the left? On the very left right there?
no.
Or was no the upper one. Keep going to the left. Right there.
The Tab Bulb? No.
Because
No, it's
maybe
still
because of the
orange.
light. Maybe because of the lighting.
Yeah.
It looks different.
That means the lighting's just going to mess with you even more. If
Ah,
there's more Pokemon spawning, there's more chances to fail.
I just
Maybe they'll sneak in and give us the shiny sound or sparkles or something, but I'm not holding my breath.
that's
Not at this
copium.
point.
That's that
Yeah.
copium we talk about. But you know what? I've been with it, man. I've been with it.
It's just like when games have an update and they say bug fixes, but they don't tell you what bugs they're fixing.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't know what all this means. They're giving us improved frame rate and better visuals, but what does that actually mean? We'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited either way. Like I said, we're at the time of recording, we're about 3 weeks away. So we're almost there.
About to start moving
Like
that
it
money
feels
over
like
there.
it came quick now though.
Yeah,
We waited all this time and I was like, hey, boom, switch shoes here in 3 weeks.
yeah. You know what needs to be here in 3 weeks as well?
The ZA. But it will not be.
Digimon Time Stranger.
We still don't have a release date yet for Pokemon.
I've given up on Pokemon for this part. Like they show it when they show it. Okay, when I'm wait until we get to the GameCube section of it because there's some Pokemon games there I ain't finished. Feel me? So
The only other thing
wait.
I want to say before we move on to the GameCube part is that there's a rumor. I don't like to talk about rumors too much, but all of the Pokemon trailers we've been getting this year have been released on the 27th of the month. So maybe we get one May. Maybe they wait till after the Switch 2 to see how sales do. Um, the worst case scenario is going to be we get news in August at Pokemon Worlds. That's worst case.
And that's too much, man. At that point, just keep the thing.
That's August, and
Just
at that point they're gonna be like, "Hey, game's out in 3 weeks."
exactly. Like that boy, just stop working on Gen 10. All right, keep it.
They already are.
Keep it.
I'm
Because
sure they
y'all
are.
waited too long. Almost a year and a half at this point. Come on, bro.
It's been
But
yeah. It was a year at Pokemon Day since they announced CA, and we didn't get anything for a whole year. So
listen, both. Yeah, listen. Here's a doggy treat. We'll give y'all something we feel like.
basically,
We've been starving. You hear me?
well, I do believe some of it may have been related to that huge leak that they had, but
You know. So
that could be copium too.
okay, so let's see. I guess I have a checkered past when it comes to leagues, or right? Because Marvel's Avengers, people who know me, that game kind of stayed relevant for at least whether you hate it or you love it. It stayed relevant for 3 years because of leaks. You know, my boy Miller, he would do all of these. He would somebody would help him data mine or whatnot. He would do these like really cool guessing things or whatever. He said, you know what, this they're talking about doing or they're trying to do this character, and it gives like four people. It says, oh, it's one of these four people, and then people will spend days speculating on why it could, going deep into the game lore, saying, hey, this character fits perfectly because of this or that, and it be one person. Now, I do understand that they have to go based off of gaming development or whatnot. About to start, do a little bit of learning myself.
For dummies, of course.
Yeah, because I'm a dummy. I think I actually have like a person on LinkedIn that apparently wrote that. This Alexa Alexia, what you call it? She wrote it. I seen it and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. Alexa,
I think
and
there's a little bit of a difference between data mines and a true leak, like
yeah,
data breach that happened.
yeah. Before the echo interrupts me, I wanted to. What I'm saying is right. If you know it's down on the pain, right? Again, this is something that I feel like it's a good and bad thing, right? Because going based off of that, if the actual community team was doing things like that, like right now, you make a Pokemon uh, Legends ZA or Pokemon not leaks, but a Pokemon information or game information social media page, right? And in between the trailers and in between is what you call it, maybe you throw a little bit like, hey, you throw some fake stuff or whatever, like maybe like three fake Pokemon, and then you put a new Pokemon that's supposed to show up in the game. Especially now, between this, like especially if it's come out this year, between now and the time it comes out, put a fake Pokemon there. Have people kind of like how the leakers do now, where they make like weird emotes or whatever and say, hey, figure this out, figure it out, or this is what you have, and people are trying to figure out the puzzle, or whatever. Their social media can do those things, and people would be a little bit more happier about that instead of one trailer, nothing for a whole year, another trailer in 6 months of nothing, so to speak.
So fitting into that, I forget what the video was. I watched a video recently where there was a TV show. I think it was like I don't know if it was like Gravity Falls, something like that, where the creator had planned out how he wanted the story to end,
Mm-hmm.
and people were already guessing it very early on into it. So he created a fake leak, had this fake account post it. He went and posted it on 4chan. It caught wind, and then he made a tweet freaking out about this leak that happened. But it was all fake. He planted it himself so they would change the scent to something else.
Yeah,
So that's what it made me think of when you were saying that. Just give something fake, build that hype. People are talking about it, and then
I'm telling you, if and I'm not trying to be funny or trying to say they're not doing enough. What I'm saying is this day and age where information is at your fingertips and you can get instant information just like right then. There should not be where you're promoting a game and no matter how big the IP is, you're promoting a game, you put out a trailer in February of 1 month, I mean 1 year, you don't say anything about it. Nothing until the next year.
it
And
was
then
literally
you're
a whole year.
still, teaspoon feeding people, whatever. Regardless on how people are gonna buy it or whatever, it just makes it feel like you don't care about the people that you're paying for. Which again, some people say that Game Freak don't care, but I feel like a small change, that little small change will help them out at least for community wise a lot.
I
Have
think the
some,
one thing with Game Freak 2 is they're always so protective of everything. And I think that's why the Pokemon Home update takes so long to come out. They don't even give them the information about the game until it releases.
and you know what? That's another thing I feel like is the the way they have it. Some people are still gonna like. There's people who hate, repeat, hate games like RCS, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Sword and Shield, and they still play. They still play. So it's like y'all doing this to show to be of surprise. Which again, yes, I want to be surprised, but also it would the content for the people. Just being able to be fed when somebody says, "Oh yeah, here's one of these are real," but then again, I guess they feel like that's a little bit more effort of. I guess a counterpoint would be there's more effort art wise for that because you can't make one look real and the other three fake. So you got
Yeah.
to actually make three different fake mon basically.
Mm.
And I mean, y'all are big out of company. Work with some of these fakemon artists or whatever, and get you some really good stuff. I seen a YouTube video today where it was like a fusions or whatnot, and I seen such a cool. I mean, when I say cool fusion between Umbreon and Flygon, it was amazing. That's my rant for today. I'm sorry.
And one other thing to bring it back around to the Switch 2, and not getting information ahead of time. I also saw they're not giving review companies like any Switch 2s before release either. They said we're not giving any early access to the Switch 2 because I guess there's a big patch coming day one
Hmm.
for the Switch 2, so they don't want anybody to play the Switch 2 before that day one patch.
And you know what? I feel like that's again. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of negative press going on. Y'all got to be a little bit better than what y'all doing. I mean, completely honest, you have to be better.
I think they could spin it that they're trying to make sure everybody has a Switch 2 available rather than telling them that all these big review companies, but that's just me trying to play the other side. But
I mean, I could tell. I mean, that's true. That's very true. But in that same token, it's like you gotta if you're gonna be pumping them out, right? You're gonna be pumping them out. You're gonna say that you're gonna have them ready throughout the whole holiday season or whatever. I feel like 3 to 10 is not gonna hurt your bottom line when you won't do anything about scalpers, right? You won't do anything about them.
well, they did, but they're letting the retailers do what they're going to do.
But still, I feel like retailers should also there should be something from Nintendo to say, hey, are target audience is not getting these things. Y'all gotta do better. You have to do. Otherwise, we won't we won't give you the stuff. Amazon doesn't have Switch 2s.
No,
Something happened
because things were
between
getting leaked.
something between Amazon and Nintendo happened. They stopped getting them. Put the pressure on them. We need to snuff out these scalpers. I don't. It's 2025. We shouldn't have scalpers anymore. They should get real jobs.
It should get real jobs.
Get real jobs. Get real jobs. Unemployed, smelling like.
Now that we brought
Anyway,
it back to the Switch 2, though, we can move into the part you were excited to talk about, which is the GameCube games on the Switch 2.
I feel like because I do feel like we talked about a few of them that was on there,
Mm-hmm.
but well, last time. But as far as I can see here, there's about 10 that are confirmed. And for those listeners, I did the quotations because you can't really say anything's confirmed until it's confirmed by Nintendo. But quote unquote confirmed, we have at at launch. Obviously, they said these are going to be The Legend of Zelda's Wind Waker. You got F-Zero GX and Soul Calibur 2. After that, as you can see from the thing where they were trying to go real fast, you had Super Mario Sunshine, you had Luigi's Mansion. I'm pretty sure that's the original one. Pokemon XD Yellow Darkness. If y'all don't have the Pokemon Home, you know things, you know the words. Siege, help me out. Compatibility. There we go. If you don't
I
have
was
that,
going
just
to say
keep it.
connection, but yeah, compatibility is the right word.
Connection is better. There we go. If you don't have that, keep it. We got Chibi Robot. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that's about like the Final Fantasy thing.
I honestly don't know what Chibi Robo is, but I had the amiibo. I have the amiibo for it because I went through a deep amiibo collecting phase.
How do you not know what it's about?
I didn't play it. I just wanted the amiibo because I was trying to
What
get
does
all
it
the
look like
amiibos.
though?
It's a little robot. His head's a little plug. I don't know what it's. I think it's a platformer, maybe.
Okay, I guess. We got Pokemon Coliseum, which again, realistically, you don't have to have the connectivity with Pokemon Home with this one. I would like it, but you don't have to. And the last one is going to be the Fire Emblem, A Path of Radiance, and that's so far as the quote unquote confirmed 10 games. Going to start the Game Boy, excuse me, the GameCube Nintendo app. There's possible, as they say, there's possible for a Mario Kart Double Dash and Animal Crossing. So I'm pretty sure that's the original.
Yeah, Chibi Robo is a platformer,
Okay.
platform adventure game. Mario Strikers would be cool. Mario Double Dash would be cool. Of course, Pokemon. Yeah, I want the home connection. I'm in a spot where I could start shiny hunting the Shadow Entei in
Mm-hmm.
my copy on the GameCube. But if I can connect it to home a lot easier from the Switch 2, I will wait for the Switch 2 version. Because right now, if I get it on the GameCube, I got to move it to Ruby and Sapphire, and then from Ruby and Sapphire to Black and White, and then from Black and White to Bank, and Bank to Home, and give me just straight GameCube online to home. 10
Yeah.
times easier. They did it with the Pokemon games they released Virtual Console for the 3DS with Bank when you had red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal. So, like, maybe, but I'm also concerned with the special Lugia. I don't know that they'll allow it, maybe. Maybe you could move other stuff, but not that one because it's discolored. I don't know. We'll see.
All
But just
right.
a couple games at launch. Nothing super enticing to me right there at launch. But that's of course personal preference. I'll be playing Mario Kart and Pokemon as I always play Pokemon. So
True.
speaking of playing things, Slip, you have a game for us today.
Yeah. I got something I want to see. Trying to test your Dex knowledge, your Pokemon Dex knowledge.
Not great.
I'm gonna read you off.
We play Who's That Pokemon with the Silhouette. I got you. But anything beyond that is like
I'm gonna try to make the first one easy for you. If you've been paying attention, it's only one or two of them. Okay. If this, excuse me, If it finds bad Pokemon, I messed that up, of course. If it finds bad children, won't listen to their parents, it will spirit them away.
So that's like a Drifloon, Drifblim.
It's not a drift. It is a ghost, though. I'll give you another hint. It is a ghost.
Because I thought that was the whole thing with Drifloon was it took children, but that might not be bad children specifically.
Yeah, it's not bad children specific. I'll give you another hint that it starts with a D. That doesn't
That's
help
what I
you at
said.
all.
Drifloon, Drifblim.
No, no, no. I know what you said. That's not what it is.
Is it like Dusclops?
I'll give you it because it's in the same
Dusknoir?
evolution. It's Dusco. So Dusco.
Duskull, the first one. Okay.
Yep.
I did not think it would be the first one.
Okay. So I got one. Well, I got two more, but I'll give it easy to you. I give you one. And when a storm approaches, this Pokemon gets restless. Once this Pokemon hears the sound of thunder, it gets full on rowdy. Next hint, it does start with an E, obviously. Thunder, E.
So it's Electric.
I'm gonna give you that one because it is in the same line. It is Elect Kid.
That's not a completely different line.
I thought you said Elect. Oh, you said
I
Electrify.
said the
Okay.
dog,
Oh,
Electrike.
Electric.
No,
Oh, you know what? I thought I heard you say Electa, like you were saying Electivire.
Electivire, Electabuzz,
Yeah.
Elekid.
Okay. All right.
Elekid. Speaking of, real quick before we get too far, that's something I'm gonna be talking about soon on my own YouTube channel. Just a little plug for myself. Pokemon pronunciations. So anyway, continue.
Okay. And we have a one. Would you rather?
Okay.
All right. Would you rather play rock paper scissors with Machamp or spar with Lucario?
I mean, rock paper scissors isn't violent.
Yeah, but it's 4 arms.
Yeah, but it's not violent.
I mean, okay, if
If we're
that's what you
sparring,
choose.
I'm gonna get injured. I mean, I might be bigger than Lucario, but height doesn't mean anything when you're fighting a Pokemon.
Cause he'll fold you like a luncheon.
Lucario versus 100 gorillas. Let's go.
Yeah, we know who gonna win that one. That's not even
The
fair.
gorillas,
Lucario has
easy.
powers, bro.
Exactly. That's why I'm not sparring with it.
But if he was sparring, he wouldn't use them powers on you. It's nothing but hands. But if you got to fight 100 gorillas, you finna start throwing out, you know, aurora pulses and drain punches or whatnot. He gonna go
It
full
made me
out.
think of the TikTok you sent me about Ash when he used bullet seed.
Yeah.
When he's hitting perfect bullseyes.
All right, so so your answer is rock paper scissors with Machamp.
Yeah, I'd still play rock paper
You're
scissors
still
with
gonna
Machamp.
lose though, cause
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's gonna do one of each and then gun. And
yeah, he's gonna whip out a gun. Just imagine you see three hands. Okay, I'm only going against three. Okay, I gotta.
no, I'm saying the fourth one's gonna be like a finger
No,
gun.
he's gonna pull
Not
out
not
one.
a real gun.
He's gonna pull
This is
out one.
Pokemon now. We can't be doing that.
He's gonna pull out one. Look,
You
that
saw
that's a
what four
grown
kids did
man
to
with
Yu-Gi-Oh!
do
When they
what?
had guns. There was an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they had guns. They replaced it and they were like this with their fingers.
That's crazy. Okay, so I guess next time you'll have to, give me some stuff. I'm not gonna get it either, but.
Yeah, it's giving me some ideas for next time. I got some ideas. We could do Dex number. We could do Dex entry.
Oof.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
organize my Pokemon home before next time, so that I know where all the Dex numbers are.
That's crazy. Bro is pre-cheating.
No, no, I'll forget. I have terrible memory. I remember what the shiny Pokemon look like. That's about it. And that's what there was a TikTok I sent you about, like the color palettes of the
Yeah.
Pokemon and the shinies and stuff. And yeah, there's some things we can do. I'm also trying to not do only Pokemon on here since we do cover more gaming. So I have some other things up my sleeve I'm working on. But we'll figure it out. I know we mostly play Pokemon, but we got to
I'm
appeal
a
to everybody. We're not a Pokemon podcast.
listen. I get that.
We're
So
heavily
my next week's
influenced.
thing is gonna be Digimon related. He's not gonna get
Please
it.
no. I don't know anything Digimon. Not a single thing. I couldn't even tell you a Digimon's name.
I've told you one. Yeah, I've told you
Yeah,
one.
I told you I don't remember. I have terrible memory.
Yeah, you're a
Agumon is the
terrible
only one
friend.
I can think of.
See,
That's the
you
only
know
one.
one. Agumon is the Pikachu of Digimon.
That's why I know that one. That's it.
Yeah, that's just it.
I'm
You
gonna be
know.
like those grandmas that every Pokemon is Pikachu.
Yeah, yeah,
Every Digimon is Agumon.
yeah. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh. Nobody knows anything but Dark Magician. Sometimes Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's it. That's it. And then Yugi. That's the only things that people know from Yu-Gi-Oh. Is Dark
Did you show
Magician.
them Yugi and then Yami Yugi? You think they're gonna realize they're the same person?
Probably
Is it
not.
gonna be like a time jump that he's older in this one?
I feel like they would say he's the older brother
Yeah.
because he's for some random reason a Millennium Puzzle make Buddy like 3 feet taller. It's not
And then
three
whenever
feet.
he's not using it, he shrinks.
Just like, bro, what did the puzzle just do? Elongate your spine? What happened here?
It made him quit slouching.
Exactly. What else you got? Because I found something else that I want you to that I'm going to pull up for you. Quick.
You go ahead and do that because I was just gonna start wrapping up. And this episode is gonna be a little bit shorter this week. But go ahead, whatever
All
you got.
right, let's see. Share screen. So, if you think if we're going to talk about things that are, gotta move it over quick. If we talk about things that take forever, kind of like Pokemon, Legends EA, or whatever,
I think I know where
we
you're going with this.
you sure do. We have some stills from Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts.
Hearts 4. And the worst part is they shared it as one big image. They didn't give you all the individual images. They're just like, here.
Yep. Let's see. Can I get in? Nope, I can't get in.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 has been. When did Kingdom Hearts 3 come out?
2019, 2018.
It was 19. You nailed it right on the head.
Ooh,
It was January of 19, so you literally hit it perfectly.
ooh.
I didn't play it, but
Played half of it.
it's on my to-do list. I was playing through all of them at one point on my Twitch channel, and by playing through all of them, I mean I beat the first one and stopped.
I will say this,
So
right? Just looking at these, I know there was a trailer before that showed a lot of this like this stuff down here, and these or whatnot. But seeing this right here, it
the
seems like
actual
they're going
battle
for the
scene.
realistic art style with the backgrounds or whatnot, but also kind of having a cartoony thing. I wonder if that goes to play right, like because again, it's Kingdom Hearts, Disney World, so whatnot. What if we get some like closer to real life, or like maybe photorealistic things like Star Wars or Marvel, since those are Disney properties? We might get a world that has like a Marvel in it,
I didn't think about
or
that.
and this might be a world where it's a Marvel, right? This might be. I'm not saying it is, but the
Because
background.
I did hear speculation that maybe that world is like our world.
Yeah, true. Like the way they're going, that world does not look like it matches any of the other stuff. Like this one right here. This does not look real as this one does, but maybe
Hmm.
because of the light. But
The
again,
city versus like a giant library, whatever that is.
yeah. And then right here. So we might be looking at one stage,
Yeah,
which would be pretty cool. Again, they don't have to do that. Marvel might, because Marvel is definitely very protective of their IP. So we might not get it, but it'd be kind of cool to have Sora, rocking with Captain America. You know,
it'd be crazy to see.
it would definitely would be. I'd love it.
I'm also at the point now where I'm like, do I play? Because I've had the same thought with like watching Star Wars. Because I've never actually sat and watched all of Star Wars. I'm having the same thoughts now with Kingdom Hearts. Like my son's 3. Do I wait and play through it with him, get him interested in it? We play it together, or do I play through it and then, I know what to expect when he plays through it?
Hmm. You know, that's a good idea. I feel like
Because I've had the same thought with watching all of the Star Wars movies. Like I would like to watch Star Wars. I was more Star Trek than Star Wars, so I never got into it a lot, but I've seen bits and pieces. So it's like, now do I watch it so I know, or do I wait for him and watch through all of them with him?
what you could do since you watched the first one, maybe pop up one of those YouTube videos that explain the first, like your first game, and kind of get them acclimated to it, right? Because
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Kingdom Hearts it it is there, but it's like, some people see like, oh, this is like almost a Final Fantasy esque game, but other people see like, oh, there's Mickey, Daffy, and not Daffy, Donald, excuse me,
Wrong
and
franchise.
yeah, wrong franchise, Donald and Goofy, and
See, the,
that's
the
what they
Final
see.
Fantasy part is why I want to play it so bad. I like Final Fantasy so much. And this is going to be one of my final thoughts, but we've got there now. The Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering. I've never played Magic in my life, but those Final Fantasy cards, I've placed pre-orders for Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, me too, but I'm not playing it. I'm just gonna get it because they look cool. I
Yeah, I don't
wish
know that I'll play it, but it
I wish I
would.
got the Marvel ones, man.
I'm surprised you didn't.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know. Like, I didn't. My friend told me about it. Right, he kept telling my homeboy Ethan was telling me about them, but he never really told me where to get them from. Right,
Hmm.
and I didn't care too much to go and look. But when I seen like the pre-order for it, and hey, oh, I could
Because
actually
Final
do.
Fantasy VIII, it's the one poster you can see if you're watching on YouTube that I have behind me. You can't see any of my Pokemon ones. You only see the Final Fantasy VIII one. So, Final Fantasy VIII is one of my favorite games of all time. There's some nostalgia tied to that,
Oh,
but
I can pre-order some Marvel Spider. Ooh.
we know what Slip's doing after this recording.
What do you be? I'm finna hit pre-order right now.
Oh
It's finna get hit right now. It's a pre-order. So Amazon.
yeah, you don't want to sell out. The
Yeah,
scalpers.
exactly. The scalpers are crazy.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I mean, as far as what we've been playing, though, I don't have much. I've been playing Pokemon. Go
I've
figure.
I've been sick. I've been having like stomach issues, so I haven't really
I
been
saw you
playing
dabbling in
much.
some different games, but
I turn them on, right? Like I went back to Division 2 for a little bit. I did play that like a lot. Actually, I think I'm gonna
saw
pre-order this
Baldur's Gate pop up there, Drive Beyond Horizons. I've been playing Cobblemon or Pokemon. That's it.
one.
I'm boring right now. I want to get Clear Obscure, which I said last time. I still didn't get it, but I want to. There's of course we were just talking about Kingdom Hearts. I want to play through those. There's some other Final Fantasy games I want to play now with the Magic the Gathering set coming out that I never finished. So there's a lot I want to play right now. It's just finding the time.
Let's see. Let
And
me
I'm
open up.
going from shiny hunting competition to shiny hunting competition. So
I, at this point, I just buy you the damn
no, there's another
controller.
one that I'm starting in next week. So
I know. I seen it.
yeah, the trophy would be cool though. Slip will dub me shiny hunter of the year because I'm not buying it myself. I'm not gonna dub myself shiny hunter of the year. That's weird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying to see what I'm trying to actually make. You know what? I'm going back to Power World and going back to Power World soon. You know why? Because
Why?
Power World actually tells you when their stuff is coming.
Pokemon usually tells us something.
Just saying, I've heard more updates from Power World than I have from Pokemon.
Well, Nintendo forced some of those updates, but that's a different story.
True, true. You ain't bring that up, dog. What
Yeah,
else?
the only other thing, really, like I said, I haven't been playing much, but I've been organizing some Pokemon cards and just doing all things Pokemon. I gotta organize my Pokemon cards before I start getting Magic cards here, so I have room and know where to put things. So
I get you. I get you. I'm going to learn. It's a thick book. Okay, I'm not a
There's a lot
smart
to learn
person.
for a dummy.
Exactly, a lot. Should have been just like a few pictures or something. You know.
So Slip's gonna develop a game, and Leisurely Gaming's gonna back it, and that's how you guys will find out about it.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. You'll know. Y'all be the first one to know. Who knows? I might make some demos when I finish it or whatever, and you have to be sub to this channel to get it, and
Well,
obviously me
I
too.
was gonna say one other thought with that, and one thing we need to do. I've teased it before. I need to do it. But the Patreon Slip, we need to play through Borderlands 3 before Borderlands 4 comes out, because I still haven't played Borderlands 3 yet, and Borderlands 4 comes out in September.
Counterpoint: we need to play fast food simulator and yell at each other,
Yeah, we can do that too. We'll make plans. We need to start using, the break in between the recordings to do some of that stuff.
or drive beyond horizon. You know.
Yeah, we got a list. Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see us play first. We'll start getting I need to finish getting the Patreon set up. You guys can go sub there for these videos. We're gonna keep it there as a little extra incentive. But yeah, those are my final thoughts. So if you got anything else?
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go to that Patreon when we finally get it up because you got to pay me. Okay? I'm not free, right?
How else are we gonna develop Slip's game? Like we need the monetary backing.
How we gonna feed me? I'm broke. I need a salary, bro. Mr.
Slip thinks he's
Co-host.
gonna get a salary. Yeah. That's why we're splitting Slip. There's no income. You're not getting paid. That's where we're at right now.
Can I go back to host BD and if I'm not gonna get paid?
On to Z.
All
For
right,
ZA. See, you're Z, I'm A.
I could. Okay, fine. I'll do that.
That's
I just
Pokemon
won't show
Legends
up
ZA. It's
until
me and Slip.
if I'm Z and UA, I just won't show up until Pokemon Company tell me to show up.
Actually, you're first. So, because you're climbing from Z to A rank in the game. So, that's where we're at with it. I'll show up eventually. You go ahead and run with it.
Okay. Before we
But
go,
yeah,
my oh, never mind. Can't do it.
Slip's a liar.
No, because I picked up your box.
Oh,
Your box that has everything
yeah.
patched up together already. I gotta
I was
send that
going to
out.
give a quick shout out to the socials while you figure that out. At Leisurely Gaming. Is it Leisurely Gaming Pod or just Leisurely Gaming? I think it's just Leisurely Gaming, right? Yeah, just Leisurely Gaming on all socials. I'm at AverageSiege on all socials, and then Slip is at SlipShockGaming on most socials, all socials.
All right, this is probably gonna be the one that get us demonetized right before we get it. Ash became a man after discovering number one, sex experience share.
Yeah, he's getting us canceled.
Curb stomping a pumpkaboo.
Pumpkaboo.
Uh,
Pumpkin.
and the last one is getting jumped by a gang of Squirtles. How you gonna become a man by getting jumped? That's crazy.
That's when you learn you got to grow up. Can't be
That's
10
when
forever.
that's when you realize that this Pokemon ain't for play. It's for real, for real. And you're gonna have to carry you a friend ball with you.
Nah, you got a quick ball. You got to get out of there quick.
I'm gonna stick with the friend ball. I want them to be friendly when I pull them out. Cause no purpose to catching them and then they jump you again.
No, because once they're caught, that's when they listen, unless it's Charizard.
Pikachu.
Pikachu got there eventually, but Pikachu wouldn't go back on those balls. So,
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, I'm out. I'm done.
yeah. All
You
right. We
done?
appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. And we'll be back just before the Switch 2 releases. So you'll hear from us one more time before we give our Switch 2 experiences.
Ironheart releases on Disney Plus June 24th. Go watch it.
You got time to remind them.
Go watch it. I'm gonna do it every time.
You'll
Since
forget.
Marvel not promoting her.
Hey, I don't see any Marvel games right now. So when Marvel games come out, we'll start promoting it. We'll see you next time.